Good going, boo. Right, fam? Carlos hates all those words when I'm like, bruh, fam. It's lit, fam, right? You don't like it?
No.
So while all of us were originally scheduled to go to Hollywood Studios this day, because Carlos and I decided to extend our trip by a couple days, and I had the cruise in conjunction with this, Carlos and I decided to have a resort day instead, and we ended up going to Disney Springs to like hang out and get some food, while everybody else made their way over to Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios actually ended up being a really fun day for them, and we were of course given updates throughout the day. We talked about this afterwards, and we decided that in the future we'll all have a rest day in the middle of the trip. I think that really just makes a lot of sense, as I've said before. It just ended up not happening this time because of like budget and time constraints, but yeah, we'll definitely be sure to work that in for everybody next time.
Hi friends, so we just got done eating at, what is it, Chicken Guy? What did you think of that, Carlos?
It was really good for a chicken place.
It was tasty?
Yes.
Yeah, you loved it?
Yes.
Can recommend, or?
Yes, 5 stars.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think for just a fast food chicken sandwich place, it's higher quality than you normally get, and it's relatively cheap for Disney prices. I mean, it's still kind of expensive overall, but you know. And Carlos is slowly but surely leaning out of frame because he doesn't want you to see his nose. Let's zoom in on the nose.
No. I was lazy and I got hit.
Yeah, he was working in our garage and decided to move a shelf without taking the stuff off the shelf, and the stuff fell on top of him, so nice. Good going, boo. Right, fam? Carlos hates all those words when I'm like, bruh, fam. It's lit, fam, right? You don't like it?
No.
All right, well, we'll talk soon.
So the Donna line.
It's time for a drink.
Drinkity drink.
What'd you get?
A guava margarita. Really good.
And I forgot. Anyway.
A meal something.
Yeah, some sort of meal. We'll talk soon.
So while we were getting our drink on at Disney Springs, the rest of the family, like I said, was at Hollywood Studios, and the day prior I was actually able to get an Oga's Cantina reservation for 2, and I was going to go over to Hollywood Studios to take my brother-in-law Ian, but then I thought, well, why don't you go with Maggie, which is his wife, my sister, or maybe even my brother Dustin instead. So then a few minutes later they sent me this picture, and they really enjoyed their time at Oga's. I don't know if you've ever been there before, but if you haven't and you get the opportunity to go, I definitely recommend it. I would have loved for everyone to be able to go there, but unfortunately it's not that easy to get a reservation there, especially for large groups, so yeah, we'll get everybody in there eventually. But the rest of them got to explore Hollywood Studios while they waited. I assume they spent the majority of their time in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, but yeah. Then they all got together and went on Smuggler's Run, which is obviously, you know, a pretty good group ride to go on, and then of course they took a bunch of silly selfies and stuff while they were in line for that. The weather was good, so he and I left Disney Springs, and then Carlos and I decided to go hang out at the Big Blue Pool at the Art of Animation Hotel where we were staying.
Hi friends, so I'm here at Disney's Art of Animation Resort, and we are at the Big Blue Pool today. We took a resort day because we needed a break from the parks, as you do. But anyway, one thing I'm noticing is that I'm surprised at how crowded things are here at Disney World in January. In January's past, we've seen much smaller crowds, but of course, you know, things are just getting back to normal-ish, and people are getting more comfortable going out and that kind of thing. So maybe that's why, because the Disney resorts have been relatively decently not so packed in recent months. Because I would say that it's more packed now than it was when we were here in October. Right? What do you think? Do you think it's more crowded now than October? Or?
It is. Yeah, it's not even vacation season.
Right, which is kind of surprising. Although it was definitely more crowded than this in December when I was here a few weeks ago. But yeah, I'm surprised to see so many people still here in January. Like, what's everybody up to? But anyway, as someone who travels as much as I do, I definitely feel like crowds are not my favorite thing to deal with. You think I'd be used to it by now, but I'm definitely not. And so we're here, like I said, at the Big Blue Pool, and we were going to go swimming, but it's full of people, mostly kids, and we're not kids. I mean, we're kids at heart, but, you know, we're not kids. And so, yeah, we're just chilling at the side of the pool. Had a couple of drinks and that sort of thing, as we do. But we're definitely, like, definitely is not the right word, but probably not going to go swimming much. Maybe put our feet in, that kind of thing. Because there's not a whole lot of wiggle room in there. Here, I'll show you. See if we can... Are you able to see that? I can't tell what you can see. I'm hoping that this is working out, but anyway, yeah, so like, you see all those people out there? Right? Let me know in the comments below how you feel about crowds. Are you like fine with it, or do they make you nervous or anxious? Do you get annoyed by them? I'm not really annoyed by crowds. I just feel kind of out of place when I'm with, you know, large groups of people. And so I feel like I'm more confident when there's less people around. You know, I feel like it gives me more of an excuse to talk to people and that sort of thing. But when there's a lot of people and I go up to a group of people and I try to talk to them, they're like, who's this weirdo, you know? So good thing I'm not solo this trip, right? But anyway, let me know.
While we were at the pool, the rest of them were obviously continuing to enjoy Hollywood Studios. They reported that they really liked Smuggler's Run. That one's cool because everybody gets assigned kind of a different job, and it makes it a really kind of interactive experience. And the theming alone is enough to make the rides in Galaxy's Edge enjoyable, but obviously nothing compares to Rise of the Resistance. I know my brother Dustin and brother-in-law Ian took the two older kids to go experience Rise of the Resistance, and they all thought it was phenomenal. While of course the mom stayed with the younger four, they ended up going into some sort of dance party, which from what I understand, the girls really needed at that point. They were starting to feel kind of like cranky and tired and just hashtag over it. But the dance party kind of reset things for them and, you know, put everything back on track. And yeah, it was a good kind of discovery that they made. And that's the thing about Hollywood Studios that people don't realize is there's a lot of like little shows and extra exhibits and stuff that you can find if you're not looking to wait in line for the bigger attractions. And they've really done a good job of improving Hollywood Studios, especially as like the different shows and entertainment things come back with COVID restrictions loosening and all that. And my brother Dustin was sure to get him and my nephew Shane a lightsaber, and Shane really loved that along with his corresponding helmet.
Hey friends, so we're here at Disney's Art of Animation Resort, as you probably are well aware, since this is like probably the third or fourth vlog in this series. But anyway, it's the last night. We're going to sleep. Well, okay, so it's our last night at Art of Animation, and then tomorrow, Carlos and I are hopping on over to Port Orleans. Are you excited for Port Orleans, or you don't care?
Never been. So.
Yeah, neither of us have ever stayed there. And he's not as excited about it as I am, because this has been a bucket list place for me to stay. But he's going to love it, I already know. And it's going to be an upgrade compared to where we're at. And that's not to say Art of Animation is bad by any means, but there are two things about Art of Animation that just don't really jive well with me. Number one, it's full of kids. And don't get me wrong, I love kids, but I'm not a kid. So it's a little hard sometimes to be like, yeah, this is so fun with all these kids everywhere running around screaming and crying and yelling. And then the other thing is that it doesn't have a hot tub or a slide. And so the pools, I guess plural, are kind of basic. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Port Orleans French Quarter, did I say Riverside or French Quarter? Anyway, it's Port Orleans French Quarter that we're going to. I'm excited to see how their pool and slide and hot tub are set up. But we had a good day today. We kind of had a little bit of a rest day. It wasn't too crazy for us, but we spent some time at Disney Springs today, did some shopping, did some eating. We ended up babysitting 3 of the kids for a little bit while the parents went and had a date night. And yeah, it was pretty good, right? Did you think it was a good day, or?
Yeah, it was a good day today.
Yeah, and the kids weren't too terribly bad. You know, they behaved for the most part during our babysitting session. And they were tired. Holy crap, they were tired at that point. So they could have been really cranky and crappy, and they weren't. So, kudos to them. Anyway, I guess this is going to be the end of this vlog, most likely, for today's video. So I want to thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all those fun things. We'll talk soon, and you all have a good night.